Alright, now we are finally ready to go on eastward, east of Ecruteak City here, on a Route 42, and we're gonna head to Mahogany Town. Now, one of the important things about this is you can actually do this even before going to Olivine City if you want, or Cianwood. You can actually go there first. And really quick, there's a Goldeen here. You can find Goldeen rather than the standard tentacle you're used to seeing while surfing. But yeah, you can actually head this way if you want, and you can get the Glacier badge for your 5th badge, should you so desire. But I'm just taking the standard route. Now look at that! I see a Suicune hopping around in there! If you have Cut, you can cut this down, and as soon as you do, Suicune will bounce around and charge at you. And then Ucine will come on over and be like, Suicune, how brave it is, how refreshing it is, how beautiful it is, and how quickly it moves. Devin, you seem to be around where Suicune would appear. Well, that's okay. My desire to search for Suicune is great. My grandpa heard myths, so much about him. There's so much from him. You hear me? Alright, this guy is just obsessed with Suicune. That is like his passion in life or something. I mean, Suicune's great and all, but he's a little obsessed. So anyway, you can go ahead and pluck some apricorns straight from those trees if you've got Cut. Now, if you don't have Cut on you, you need to remember to come back there later, because you need to visit Suicune in all of those locations if you want to catch it. And if you forget about this, then you're going to be like, well, where's Suicune? I thought I looked everywhere and he's not here. Or she, or it, really. Suicune's one of those Pokemon that doesn't have a gender. Allegedly. It doesn't make sense, because in the show, the anime, you can see, like, there's eggs and stuff for Pokemon, or for, like, Articuno and things. Or Lugia. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, so you can take this guy out, and he'll exchange phone numbers with you after you've beaten him. He has a Quillfish, which is an odd little water poison type thing. And over here we have more trainers! Woohoo! Cool. This is my secret place! Get lost, you outsider! I'm an outsider! Watch out! He's gonna roar at me like that, because I'm an outsider. Okay, Pokemaniac Shane. He's got a Nidorina and a Nidorino on his team. Okay. I should have used my Moonstone! Yeah, but then you only would have had one of them evolved. Can't reuse a Moonstone, man. That's just not cool. I mean, it'd be cool if you could do that, but what's the other side of Mount Mortar like? Well, if you beat me, I'll tell you. Or whatever. Sorry, I'm mashing the A button a little too fast for my own good, but whatever. You know, these trainers are just kind of for laughs anyway. It's got a Diglett and a Geodude and a Dugtrio. Now watch out for the Diglett and the Dugtrio, because they have Arena Trap, so you can't switch out unless you're like a flying type or have Levitate or something. Just keep that in mind. Alright, well, here we are. We're at Mahogany Town. Cool. This town is really boring looking. There's like 4 buildings in there. So I'm going to heal up my Pokemon. That's building number 1. Building number 2 has an antenna poking out of the tree. Well, that's suspicious. You have to see the Gyarados rampage at the lake? Well, now that you mention it, maybe I will. Hiya, kid. I see you're new in Mahogany Town. Since you're here, you should try a yummy RageCandyBar. It can be yours for just 300 Pokédollars. Alright, you got me sold, pal. I want a RageCandyBar. It gives me so much rage! And he tells you about someone who he was trying to sell it to but didn't have any in stock. And then he blocks me. He doesn't even let me go through, even after I bought one. He just tells you all the different places you've already been to in Cianwood. Or not in Cianwood, in Johto. Like Cianwood and the Lighthouse and all that. But I've already been there. I heard a Red Gyarados appeared. Well, it's odd, there's not even normal Gyarados show up there. Alright, well, interesting. I may just have to check that out. Red Gyarados, huh? Ooh, I haven't been that excited about a Red Gyarados since I started up Diamond, right? Pokemon Diamond. Remember the opening scene of that? It shows the Red Gyarados thingy. You hear the wind blowing into this room? It's just me whistling. Sure it is. That wind over there in that corner is just you whistling. That's an excuse, pal. That's an excuse. You don't have to hide it. Hee, the experiment worked like a charm. Alright, well, that's just great. Sounds like they're caught up in something a little crazy here. Hey, hi, how's it going? Daisy May seems to be feeling great about walking next to you. That's so cute. And lastly, have you seen this guy with a black cape? He's been going back and forth between here and the Lake of Rage, saying radio signals are being transmitted and something like that. Wow, he sounds kind of weird. But needless to say, yet again, you can't just waltz right into the gym. Nope, you gotta do something first. You gotta do something first. I can do so much with my Pokemon, it's super fun! Super duper fun! I can just do so much with them. So what can you do with your Pokemon, pal? You've got a Sandshrew, what can you do with that? Can you play basketball with that thing? I could imagine that. You got a Zubat. Oh, that's my flyer of choice. I ride around all over the country on my Zubat. I mean, in games that I play with a Zubat. Sandslash, probably not so good for basketball. Just saying. Alright, well. Gosh. Why do people keep calling me? Oh, man. So, be very careful if you're going through here. Do not go in that door. I mean it. I'm showing you why. At the cost of 1,000 Pokédollars. Yep. These Team Rocket goons are gonna just mug you, essentially, for 1,000 Pokédollars. Every time you walk through this building. It's highway robbery at its finest. Oh, hi, Miltank. What's up, Daisy May? Oh, turn to face me and smiled. If only you knew the value of money, you wouldn't be smiling then. You can actually take that route over there to the left in the grass to get up here. In fact, I'll show you. Just because that saves you 1,000 bucks. And let's face it, we don't want to waste our money on that. There's also some interesting wild Pokemon in this area. There's Girafarig, a normal Psychic-type Pokemon. It's like the first non-flying part normal type, I think. It's weird. It's kind of a big deal back in the original Gold and Silver. It's not that great, but it's not that bad either. So if you're looking for something kind of mediocre, but not too terrible, Girafarig's the pick for you. Alright, well, she had a Clefairy. Hi, you like Clefairy too? Oh, we can be good friends. Let's talk about Clefairy! Yeah, let's do that. Let's just talk about Clefairy all day long. Is my Clefairy super adorable? Oh, yeah, it's super adorable. Oh, speaking of super adorable, it's Flaffy! I love Flaffy. That thing's just way too cute. Yeah, you can catch Flaffies here. And if you're in need of a good electric-type Pokemon, and if you didn't catch a Mareep way back when, now's a good chance to get caught up, because they're a pretty decent electric type. And this guy here has a Nidorina and a Nidorino. Hey, didn't I just fight someone who used those Pokemon? He was much weaker. Darlings! Oh, my poor Pokemon. Darlings! Anyway, you're a Pokemaniac, I can tell you are. You know Bill? He's incredible. I'll teach you all I know about Bill, so leave me your phone number. I don't know about this, Bill. He's more than amazing. Oh my goodness, you're calling me already. I'm sitting right next to you. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually my mom, because she calls me every 5 minutes. Alright. So, another Pokemon you can run into here is Pidgeotto. Yeah, it's the bird thing. But, you know, it's evolved at this point. You probably don't need it, but it's there for you if you want it. I love Pokemon! That's why I started and why I keep collecting Pokemon. Alright, that's cool, pal. I can tell you just love this game. I do too. And his name's Beckett. Alright, Beckett, he's got a Slowbro. And it's level 20. How do you do that? How could you do this to me? What do you mean, how could I do this to you? You challenged me to a battle, I think. Would you get this? Some red-haired kid made fun of my Pokemon. My Pokemon's great. Yeah, well, he sounds like a real jerk. That's what he does. Whoa! It's a Nidoking! Oh my goodness. It's so big and powerful, but it's only level 20. My Nidoking was outstanding! You don't even know. You don't even know, pal. Okay. So, there are more wild Pokemon over here. That's what there are. Oh, it's a Fluffy! This is actually the third Flaffy I ran into, but I'm just like, I need to have one of these things now! Because I really like Flaffy. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. It's just that cute little pink electric sheep thingy. So adorable. So I'm just gonna toss a quick ball at it and catch it on the first try. Can't go wrong with that. Yay! Fluffy Fleece easily stores electricity. Alright, cool. Now I've got one, and I don't have to worry about it. So, let's see. This guy, he's actually got, he's got an interesting team, but his team was even more peculiar back in the days of Gold and Silver. He has 3 Pokemon now, but back in the day, man, he had a level 10 Gyarados. I'm not kidding you. He had a level 10 Gyarados. You can't even do that. He had a level 10 Gyarados and a level 15 Gyarados. In other words, he's such a cheater, it's not even funny. But they fixed him in this game, so he's just got the 2 Magikarp and then a level 20 Gyarados. Which is correct. That's how it should be. No shenanigans there. So, moving past this guy, and this is kind of an optional thing. I'm moderately sized tree. I want to use Headbutt. Not today! Not today! Right. Okay, so it's... Oops. Another moderately sized tree. Why are all these trees in my path? And why are they all so moderate? I want enormously large trees to stand in my way. Whoa, what's that in the corner? Look at that thing. It's not a tree either. Not a tree. Okay, so... This is kind of an optional area you can go to. When I kind of headed off to fight that fisherman dude, I could have just kept going north and wound up in the easier part of the Lake of Rage. I highly recommend using Repel here, because you're going to fight a million Magikarp along the way. So I'm going to show you some of the cool items you can find. You can find a red flute. Neat. And I'm going to surf a little bit more, and I'm going to speed this up because this takes a little bit, and hopefully you can kind of get the gist of what's going on here. Again, you can see why repels are recommended. Moving right along here. No! It's a dead end! What do I do now? I have to turn back. Okay, well, fine. So be it. Let's just go this way. And repel wore off. Big deal. I'll just use another one and get over here. This is kind of the northwestern area. And you can find TM43, which contains secret power. It's a moderate normal type attack. Nothing special. 70 power, I think. And it has additional effects depending on the location you use it at. You know, it's not all that great, but you're probably better off with Headbutt. Let me put it to you that way. And then way back here, there's this house in the middle of nowhere. You stray far. Here, I'm meditating. Let me share this with your Pokemon. Cool, so he gives you TM10, which contains hidden power. It draws out the power of Pokemon for attacking. Now, its type and its power depend on the Pokemon using it. That means the individual, unique Pokemon. It'll be different in every game for every one of your Pokemon, each individual, unique ones you catch. Plus, I think you can now buy it in the Goldenrod department store, I think. Okay, so we're going to speed this up even more so I can get out of this place. And, alright, I'm back to where I first got in, except there's a nice little exit there. Now, I see that Gyarados. I just want to show you, just so you get your bearings. See, here's Route 43 here. And there's that guy with the Nidoking. And now we're in the Lake of Rage! So much rage in this lake! And in this candy bar! And in here is the fishing guru's house. And, it's a crater and something about a great-great-great-grandpa. Yeah, so you can show him Magikarp you catch after you've caught that Gyarados or saved the day or something like that. And he'll give you an ether each time you surpass the record-size Magikarp. The Gyarados are angry! It's a bad omen! Uh-oh, it's a bad omen! What do we do about that? Uh-oh, and my repel wore off. Now we're really in trouble! I heard this lake was made by rampaging Gyarados! Whoa. Wicked! But you know what? Before we take that thing on, there's another cool item we can pick up. If we head right on up over here. Let's use Surf. Yeah! And then we're going to surf right on over here. Now, later on, after you caught the Gyarados, maybe even before, I don't know. But Wednesdays, if you come back here Wednesdays, it'll, like, stop raining and the pond will be, well, the water will have receded and stuff. So you can actually do a little bit more exploring there. It's where you find one of the dudes, one of the people of the week, Wesley. He gives you something. Oh man, there's the Gyarados! Oh, it's red too. I really recommend saving before you fight this thing. It's both pretty tough and a little tricky to catch. Yes, or whatever its cry is. Let's fight this thing, man! Ah, it's a shiny! I don't believe it! I finally found a shiny! Ah! Except, yeah, everyone playing HeartGold and SoulSilver runs into this thing. It will always be shiny because it is the Red Gyarados. But even regardless of that, it is a level 30 Gyarados just waiting there for you to catch. This thing makes a great HM Pokemon. It can learn Surf, Strength, Waterfall, and Whirlpool, I think. So even if you don't want to use Gyarados, or you don't need a Water type, it's really good. Oh, how dare you make my mind games flinch? What's the matter with you? It makes a really good Pokemon to use for those purposes. So, since it's fairly high level, I mean, it has Intimidate, might as well try catching it. I mean, why not, right? It's a flippin' Red Gyarados. It's a shiny. You can catch it and say, I got a shiny! I'm so awesome! Now, I've caught plenty of shiny Pokemon outside of this. In fact, in the original Gold and Silver, you know, after catching the shiny Gyarados, I actually went on to catch a shiny Nidorina, and then a shiny Nidorino, too. It's a great set of them. I caught a shiny Shuppet in Sapphire. Hatched a shiny Torchic. That was nice. Caught a shiny Marill. I am not kidding you. That was in my Sapphire version. And the funny thing is, I needed a, yeah, these things are tough to catch. I needed a, female Marill in order to make an Azurill. And the first female Marill I found was shiny! I'm like, whoa! This is awesome! Yeah, so, and it was female too, so I even got to complete my Poindex with it. Let's see. Ran into a shiny Rhyhorn once in my Japanese leaf green version, but it ran from me. It was in the Safari Zone. How sad is that? So sad. And I don't know, I'm probably missing a few here or there. But needless to say, it's a shiny Gyarados, and hopefully you've had some good luck running into shinies too. Maybe, just maybe, throughout the course of this game, one of my playthroughs, I'll run into another. I'd love to catch it on camera, huh? Alright, so, caught me the Gyarados, the atrocious Pokemon. Once it appears, it goes on a rampage! Roar! And regardless of whether you catch it or knock it out, you get the red scale. And you also need to make sure, you talk to this fiery redhead here with the Dragonite. Talk to him and he'll start talking, and it's Lance! Whoa! Talks for a bit, and he wants you to help investigate. Oh, sure, why not? Excellent. The Magikarps are being forced to evolve. It's in that souvenir shop. He'll be waiting for you in Mahogany. He's gonna be lazy and fly away. So you know what? I think I'll do the same. I'll fly. But I'm actually not headed to Mahogany Town. Yep, that's right. I'm actually going back to Mr. Pokemon's house on Route 31 to take him the red scale, which I'll show you in the next episode of Marriland's SoulSilver Adventure.